evening. We're back another week for another show today. My name is Letitia Griffin, and I'm a certified credit counselor and a housing counselor as well. So I'm here to just talk to you about your debt, your finances, any issues that you may have regarding trying to deal with student loans or your credit report or anything like that. So that's what we're here to talk about today. So if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out. Give me a call, 312-738-1060. Now let's say you don't have enough time, you don't get a chance to call in, or maybe you're shy, you don't want to call in and hear yourself on air. Totally fine. What I do want you to do is reach out to a counselor at 800-994-3328, and counselors are on standby to just offer you advice, give you assistance for any types of problems that you may be having. Also, listed you will see Family Credit's website at familycredit.org. Now, use that as a resource, and it's a really great resource for you to have that you can actually chat online with a counselor right then and there, get the answers that you need, and find out just some information about any types of problems or how to address the situation that you may be having. So it's a great resource for you to use. And there's also other resources on Family Credit's website that talks about how to deal with creditors. That'll help you when you're dealing with collection agencies, or just learning more about setting up a budget, which is a great topic that a lot of people have questions on and they don't know where to get started. So just gave you some really great resources for you to use and to find out more information. So we're here for the next 20 minutes or so. So if you've got some questions, feel free to give us a call. 312-738-1060. And I wanted to start off today just by talking to you about a few credit myths that I have been hearing. So I wanted to make sure that you guys knew what the real deal was when you're dealing with your credit. And it's kind of hard sometimes to distinguish between what's out there, what's real, what you should believe. And so we're going to talk about a few of those things today. But right now we've got a caller. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hello. Can you please explain what being an authorized user on a credit card means?
Sure. And with being an authorized user, all that really does is state that you have been given permission to use someone else's credit card account. It doesn't mean that you are responsible for it at all. Now, if you were on someone else's credit card and you were responsible, that's when it's called a joint account. But just being authorized just says that you're authorized to use it. You can't make any changes to it. You can't make any decisions. You can make payments though, but you can't really do anything else with the account, and you're not really responsible for payments, so you do not have to. Now, if you're an authorized user, or let's say if you're if you give permission for someone to use your accounts, and typically the most common authorized users, the situations that I see, will probably be a parent that's giving permission to their child trying to establish credit and help them out. So they may give permission to someone under 21 years of age to be authorized on their credit cards. Now, if you do this and you let someone sit on your credit cards, I want you to actually make sure that everyone knows what the rules involved are. You should outline what they can and cannot do, whether they can use the account, whether you're just putting them on the account and they cannot use it at all. Those guidelines need to be set ahead of time when you are looking to become an authorized user. Also, a lot of people do this just so that the information gets reported to the credit bureau and it strengthens someone's credit report, helps them start to build credit. But there's a new change that came into effect, a new law a few weeks ago. This actually just came about at the beginning of June, actually. And so what it is that if you are authorized on someone's card and that person has not given the credit bureau, that person has not given the creditor your address, it's not going to show up on your credit report. So you could be authorized user and you're thinking that it's building your credit, and it is not, only because they don't have your birthday. So you need to make sure that that's in place too. So a lot of people think one of those credit myths is that, hey, guess what? If you put me on your account, my credit will originally get strong and I'll get a higher score just by going on someone else's account. And may or may not be the case anymore, especially with that last little tidbit that I just shared with you about making sure that the birth date is reported. So if your birthday hasn't been reported and you're authorized on someone's account, not doing you any good at all. You can use the account, but it's not strengthening your credit. So that's one credit myth. Then another credit myth that I have been hearing is that if I pull my credit report, or I haven't pulled my credit report, and I can't pull my credit report because I don't want it to hurt my score. That's a huge myth. You can pull your credit report whenever you get ready. You pulling your own credit report does not affect your score at all. Now, some people get confused because when you do have an inquiry on your report, then it can affect your credit report. And an inquiry is when you are allowing someone to pull your credit report on your behalf, and they can either look at your credit report for educational purposes, or they can be looking to grant you credit. Those are inquiries. And so if someone else is pulling your report, then it's considered an inquiry, and it can have an effect on you. The only time that it does have an effect on you, though, keep this in mind, is if the person that's pulling your report or the institution that's pulling your report, if they are looking to give you credit, that's when it's going to affect your score. So if you are looking, let's say, for a home loan, if you're looking for an auto loan or a credit card even, any type of loans or anything like that, then yes, it's going to show up as an inquiry on your credit report, and it will drop your score a few points. Now, if it's for educational purposes, let's say like you contact a counselor at Family Credit and ask them to go over your report with you, or let's say you contact an insurance agent, they're looking to pull your credit report, or you're trying to rent an apartment and they're looking to pull your credit report, or an employer, they're looking to pull your credit report. Now, you probably see that they pull your report, but it will not affect your score because they're not looking to give you credit. So in that instance, then it's called a soft inquiry. And soft inquiries occur when someone pulls your credit and it does not affect your score because they are not granting you credit. They're only doing it for educational or verifiable purposes only. If an institution pulls your credit report and they're looking to give you credit or give you a loan, regardless of whether you get it or not, that's a hard inquiry, and that will affect your score and cause it to drop. Now, there's something out there called rate shopping, and the credit score actually knows and takes into consideration, the credit bureaus, they all know that people might be out there looking to get loans. They don't want to stop you from getting the loans. They just want you to be aware of it. So they take rate shopping into consideration. And what happens is, let's say you can go to maybe, let's say you go apply for an auto loan. And we all know that when you're applying for an auto loan, a lot of times you can go to an auto dealership and they'll send your information to 20 different places. And so it's like all those 20 places are running your report at the same time. And that's what rate shopping takes into account. It knows that you've got all these places that are pulling your report, and it's done within a certain time frame. And now that time frame is typically 30 days. So all inquiries within a 30-day period for the same thing count as one hit against your credit score. Now you're going to see it listed on your report. If you pull your actual report and look at it, you'll see all those 20 hits, one after the other. You'll see that listed, but it only counts as one hit against your actual credit score. And that's some great information to know. So we've got another myth defunct. So looks like we've got another caller. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, one of my credit cards has a promotion on it that's ending, and I can't pay it off before then. What's going to happen to my balance? Is it going to go up?
Honestly, if you're not able to make that payment, then yes, once that promotional offer expires, then they will take all of the interest that is accumulated or that should have accumulated over the course of that time frame, and they're going to charge it to you. So the interest on it becomes retroactive from the date the account was actually drawn up. So that's something that you want to keep in mind. If you're looking at promotional offers and thinking about promotional offers, those credit card companies, they give those offers, and they're really great offers. So if you know ahead of time that you're not able to make that payment, you know that you can't pay that balance off, what you want to do is, before you get to the point where that is due, look at possibly even trying to get another account to replace that, because those promotional offers typically come if you're doing good and your credit situation is doing good. They can give you 0%, they go to 6%, whatever they feel they can lure you over. So if you got a promotional offer that's expiring and you can't make that payment, you can't pay everything off before that 0% interest date is effective, look at trying to get some help with that, and look at seeing maybe, like I said, you can transfer to another balance. But keep in mind, when you do that, you want to make sure that you're not going to be using this other account anymore either, because that promo period is over. Another thing you can do is you can contact that creditor and see if they will extend that offer. If you've got a great history with them, you've had that account for maybe years and you've just gotten this offer, this promo period, they may have something else out there available. They also may be running another promotional period as well on something else that they're offering. They could be doing it on the purchases or on balance transfers or something like that. They want to keep your business, so if you know that you've been a good customer to them, then give them a call and see what they can do. If you've got those 0% offers, pay attention to them. Know when your due date is coming up so that you can make the next move and be one step ahead of the game. Another thing you can do is also contact them. Let's say you waited, that promo period has expired and you got that statement right after that, and now you're in total shock because guess what? All that interest has been added in, and you see that your balance is probably even more than doubled now. So you can contact that creditor at that point too and see if they've got some assistance available that they can offer you. Maybe they can't give you 0%, but maybe they can give you some sort of hardship interest rate or something like that. Now, the thing about that, the trick about that though, is if they do that, a lot of times you won't be able to use the card anymore. So you do want to ask those questions too. What am I getting myself into? If you agree to accept a reduced interest rate, can I still use the account? And what are my options and choices? If you're having problems with that, those counselors at Family Credit, great resource for you to use to find out more information about dealing with credit card companies, about how those credit card companies offer assistance to others to help them, and just finding out some great information about that. So please keep that in mind. Looks like we've got another caller. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, I've just got a question real quick. My medical bills have been piling up a lot, and I'm really struggling with them. I'm not sure what I should do. Any recommendations?
Yes, if you've got medical bills and you're worried about trying to make those payments, first thing you need to do is just take an account of everything that you have coming in to make sure that you've covered all the medical bills. And you've got those listed, and then you want to see who you owe. Contact those medical facilities to try and get some help with that. Now, all of the hospitals, all of the networks, they all have charity assistance available, and no matter how much you make, you qualify for charity assistance. Now, it does matter as far as what you make, like how much you actually qualify for, but they can do something to help you out too. So they want to know like what your situation is, if this is just a temporary thing, if you feel like this is not going to be fixed within the next few months, and what your plans are. Maybe let's say you've got a balance for about $5,000, but maybe you can only afford to pay $50 a month on that. You can't really afford the whole $5,000. So let them know that. And you can either put it in writing to them or you can give them a call. I recommend calling the billing department once you get those bills and trying to figure out what you can do, what's going on, what you can afford, and working out the arrangements that way. As long as you're sending them something, they will keep that medical bill in-house. So even if you're only able to do $10 a month on an account, the odds are that they'll keep it in-house because you're making some payments. They're getting some sort of funds on it, some money each and every single month. Of course, it's not what they want. It's not you paying the whole thing off, but it keeps it there and it keeps it from being reported on your credit report. Also, remember how we talked about that change earlier with the credit bureaus, new changes that went into effect even as early as June of this month? Another great change was the change to the medical bills. Now, a medical bill has to wait at least 180 days before it can be reported on your credit report. So it's got to be old. You don't have to worry about those bills popping up out of nowhere and just automatically ruining your credit report. Now we've got a seasoning period where you are able to address those accounts and you can set up payment arrangements. Like I said, if you got that medical bill and you're paying $10 a month on it, then the likelihood is that they are now going to keep those accounts in-house because they're getting something on it, and it's not going to go on your credit report. It's not going to be affecting you the way that they have in the past. So that's something great. And also, if you've got some medical bills reporting on your report, you don't know where they came from, feel free to dispute them, to reach out and figure out who they are from, why that they were reported. And a lot of times, what you may notice even is some of the medical bills that are popping up and saying that they're due. A lot of times, they weren't even billed correctly in the first place. There's so many hospital facilities that may not have had your full insurance information. They may not have had your medical card or your insurance card. That they may have billed Medicare instead of Medicaid. So there's so many different options and problems and things that can go on with the medical bills. So it's best to contact the billing department, see what they have, and work out arrangements there. And so that's another great option. Also, if you want help with your medical bills and you're not sure how to set up payment arrangements, how to talk to them, or how to get the help that you need, you can reach out and get the help that you need for that, and get some information on how to deal with them and how to deal with those creditors and the medical bills, the collection agencies that may be harassing you for payment. Looks like we've got another caller. Hi, welcome to the show.
And I'd like to tell you hello, how you doing? This is Steve. I haven't talked to you in quite some time. But listen, you know what? Over the years, I have listened to you. I think you're a good person, a wonderful person. I mean, you give the information out to people, but people need to really learn. They put themselves in these predicaments. They don't even think about doing something. I mean, just simple procedures, like you say, make a phone call. Don't just procrastinate and just throw the bill there or holler, scream. You need to learn how to talk. And you're doing a wonderful job with that. You teach them. You teach us, not them. You teach us what to do when we need help besides asking you. But again, I've known you from over the years. I think you're a heck of a good person, very good facilitator, and wonderful information that you give us. So again, you just make sure you keep coming back and do what you do. And every now and then give us a little idea what we can maybe invest our money in on if you possibly can. Listen, sweetheart, thanks for taking the call. Have a great day, and thanks for answering the call.
Thanks, Steve, for calling in. We always appreciate those calls, and even just really giving out the advice and the information that you do as far as even keeping us, or we need to be more disciplined ourselves, especially with what we're doing. And that's my job here, to make sure that you've got the information, you've got the knowledge, and you're able to do something, and you're not scared to do it. Because a lot of times what we find is that when we get into trouble, we don't know what to do. We don't know who to turn to. So that's the goal here. So if you've got questions, always feel free to reach out. Looks like we've got another caller. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, yes, I am considering cutting my cable because it's just getting really expensive. Do you have any tips or things I maybe should consider for saving money monthly?
Now, you starting with the cable, that's a really great idea. And a lot of people are switching from cable nowadays to other alternatives. With the use of the smart devices and the tablets that we have going on, a lot of people are just focused on finding the right internet provider and making sure that we've got the internet connection and the Wi-Fi going, because once you have that, you can download, you can stream whatever you need that way, and that really does save a lot of money. There's also different alternatives for TV out there that you can pay a monthly subscription to that's nowhere near the cost of cable. So you can look into that as well and make sure that you're saving money on that. Other things that you may want to also do, take an inventory of those things that you like to do each and every single month, and those spending leaks that may be, cutting into our budget. And a lot of times with spending leaks, those are things that we aren't aware of at all. And sometimes it's things that we don't want to do without. But that's when our discipline comes in, and we have to make sure that we're thinking about our savings goals or that satisfaction right now. So think about this. Let's say over the next month or so, in the next 2 weeks, what I want you to do is look at your spending. Don't think about it. Just look at it in the past. So maybe take a look at your bank statement last month and see where you spent your money. And I would say take a look at your receipts, but not a lot of people save receipts. If you're a receipt saver, then you can start there. Look at your receipts over the past couple of weeks and see what things have you done that you could even cut out. Recommend you looking at your bank statements, because our bank statements tell us a lot of things that we didn't even know. How many times do you actually, let's say, go out in the course of a week, or are you doing some spending, running to the gas station? When you go to the gas station, do you go inside and make small purchases? Think about the markup on those items, especially when you're going to the gas station. I mean, you can go to a grocery store and get a 2-liter sometimes on sale for still 99 cents or $1.19. But when you go to the gas station or the corner store or, the convenience store that's nearest you, you might even be paying like $3 for something that's even smaller than that 2-liter that you buy at the grocery store. So think about those too. Think about the money smart decisions that you are making and how you can change things personally so that you're saving more each and every single month. And think about those things that you can cut off. You may not be able to cut them out, but are there some things that you can even reduce? Think about how many times you go out. Maybe instead of you going out for lunch every single day of the week, maybe you can only challenge yourself. Say, I'm going to bring my lunch 4 days a week, and if I can do that, then I'm going to go out on Friday, and I'll treat myself to someplace nice. So you want to use those ideas, other money-saving tips and ideas, and if you take a look at Family Credit's website, look at the 100 small ways to save money. Those really do add up. And you can call Family Credit and get some information, some tips. You can get some literature sent out which will point out those things and help you cut out those spending leaks and establish a great monthly spending plan and budget that you can reference each and every single month that will help keep you on track, because it's all about discipline and how we discipline ourselves. Again, Family Credit's number, 800-994-3328. We've got counselors standing by for you. And we'll see you again next week. Take care.